Hello and welcome. My name is Zafar Iqbal, and you are watching the Mojo story. Over 100 flights were delayed after a technical fault at Delhi's air control uh, uh, at the Indira Gandhi International Airport. Now, teams were reportedly manually preparing flight plans while engineers raced to fix the automatic message switching system, and there has this problem has caused a lot of inconvenience to the people out there. People have been going to the airport to catch their flights, but because of this problem many flights are delayed and many people have got to change their plans. Now you can see on this screen, on your screen, that's the scene outside the airport in Delhi, where people are struggling to find a solution to this problem. It's a technical snag, that's what we told, but this has caused a lot of inconvenience. Entire system has got disrupted, because when flights get disrupted, then people going and coming from the airport have also got to change their plans and make new plans accordingly. But it looks like that the situation is being brought under control now, but nevertheless, it's caused a lot of disruption. To understand why all of this is happened, we're joined by Group Captain Augustine. Welcome to Mojo Story, sir. Uh,
Thank you.
Sir, this is very unusual that a technical snag has caused this problem that led to this disruption and all these flights got delayed. What could be the possible reason for all of this?
Thank you, Zafar Bhai, for having me on your show. And big thanks to Barka as well. Um, I'm told even Barka is affected in this, hiccup that is happening in Delhi. I believe she's still stuck in Mumbai for a couple of hours and not able to catch the flight.
Right.
So the issue is live. The issue is big. And
Yeah.
if you remember, July 30th, 31st, I think, yeah, end of July this year,
Yeah.
you and I talked about it also.
Yeah.
Um, in Heathrow, hundreds and thousands of flights were cancelled, delayed because of an ATC system failure. So it is happening. This was the latest. Otherwise, in last couple of years, it has happened all over Europe many times, especially
Yeah.
post Ukraine Russia war. We saw the increase in such disruptions, disruptive activities. Sometimes they were pointed finger at Russia also when, if you remember, those transformers went kaput and the entire ATC services got affected.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you and I did a show on this.
Yeah.
So, uh, so this is on the rise. So that is what is worrying me. One small hiccup,
Yeah.
um, you know, one radar feed drop or one message switch that balks,
Yeah.
the entire network is scuffing.
Yeah.
That means the network in the world over
Yeah.
needs to change. See, one needs to understand this. In a connected world, a single ATC failure, say in Frankfurt or in Charles de Gaulle or Heathrow, it travels like a blood clot on
Yeah.
the network. Believe you me, and say this to our viewers also. Sometimes the network can take many days to recover from such, when the network coughs, then there is a delay. I'll
Right.
tell you how. A flight goes from, say, coming from Heathrow to Delhi
Right.
is scheduled for a quick turnaround. We call it the QTA. Quick turnaround, say next it is going to San Francisco, and from there, multiple flights from San Francisco are connecting to, say, Miami and JFK and wherever. The entire network gets affected. Now, because of one flight not reaching Delhi and that flight not reaching San Francisco, the entire San Francisco network gets affected. Imagine it is a Heathrow flight, whereas the network in San Francisco is immediately affected.
right.
So that is the kind of issue we have in a connected world when people travel from A to B in cut to cut, as they say in India, to do their business and immediately come back. Like offline, I'm telling you, a couple of days ago, I was in Srinagar.
Yeah,
I completely on, 2 hours of travel time, 3 hours of stay time in Srinagar. My plan was to finish my job, catch
yeah,
the
yeah.
next, come back. What if that time the same situation had happened? I would
Right.
have got stuck in Srinagar. So, in a
Absolutely.
connected world, Zafar Bhai, it is very, very important. In fact, I just wrote an article on it. Why,
Yeah,
in an air traffic control system, why there is a need that we need to upgrade, get redundancies, involve artificial intelligence in non-critical work,
yeah,
and make the system so robust that one system failure does not lead to what we see on the screen right now. See
yeah,
the amount of passengers who are getting got stuck,
yeah,
and see their network. Children who have come to pick them up would have traveled from somewhere,
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. So, I mean, imagination is your limit. So that is why I keep saying this, that there is a time, the time is already overdue when airports, airlines, countries, service providers, they all have to upgrade to a redundant system, three or four or five networked systems. Unless that happens, you will always have this problem. And this problem, now when you do cost benefit analysis,
Right,
you just take this 100 flight delayed cost.
right,
Believe me, on mathematics, Zafar bhai, this just this one delay and the money lost is enough to make a redundant system world over.
right.
एक
Absolutely.
डिले जो है, we
Yeah.
can use that money to upgrade the entire system world over. इतना पैसा लॉस हुआ है. People are not realizing this. The
Absolutely. And
amount of
as
money
you were
lost.
saying, it is not just that the flight got delayed or cancelled. The number of people that are associated with this, the people who are going to receive them, the people who are traveling to other destinations, everything gets disrupted by this one glitch. And you're telling us that if this is rectified, the amount of the money that gets lost in this because of this glitch would be enough to overhaul the entire system world over. That's what,
Absolutely.
it is so big. And
No, one of my friends, Zafar Bhai, was telling me this. How far it is true, I don't know. He was asking for the good friend, captain of mine. He was asking for a startup in Delhi, and he was told he is 210 in line.
wow,
There are 209 flights ahead of him waiting to take off, and this is Delhi. In
right,
Heathrow in July, the number went skyrocketed way beyond the Delhi's pollution index,
yeah,
999 or something. It just crashed.
yeah,
So uh, when will IATA or when will IKU wake up to this real problem and put in money? I
absolutely,
am more than sure airlines can pitch in from their side to make it better. But airlines are not at fault, firstly, and it is
yes,
not airlines' job.
yeah,
Airline job is to fly from A to B and bring
yeah,
passengers. But passenger handling, bringing the air traffic control handling, the traffic handling is the job of either a private organization like it is in Europe or a private public partnership like it is in many of the Southeast nations, or of the state like it is in India and Pakistan or many
right,
other countries.
right.
So there are
So
multiple people involved, Zafarbai, to make
absolutely.
this a success.
Absolutely, and the airlines cannot be at a fault because of this, because this none of their role. But there is a clarification that's come about. We would want to play that. This is that Airport Authority of India says that flight operations in Delhi Airport are experiencing delays due to a technical issue in the automatic message switching system which supports air traffic control data. Controllers are processing flight manually. That's what he's saying. Flight plans manually, leading to some delays. Technical teams are working to restore the system at the earliest. We appreciate the understanding and cooperation of passengers and stakeholders. Now, this technical error, what could be the reason for this technical error? There can be many possibilities, but what are the possibilities that you are looking at for a technical error of this scale?
See, now, I mean, of course, our program will get very long when we start
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
more technical, but the fact remains, for an aeroplane to go from A to B, it needs essentially two clearances. One is a civilian clearance called the FIC,
yeah,
okay, and flight information clearance or flight information when you're crossing from one FIR to another FIR. So the ATC clears you. Suppose I'm going from Delhi to Bombay. I
right,
am crossing two FIRs, Delhi FIR and to Bombay FIR, via a small sub node called Ahmedabad. All three of the people need to know flight so and so, AI something, whatever is the call sign, is taking off at likely to take off at so and so time, and likely to cross your path at so and so time, and likely to land at so and so time. Okay, when it takes off, that is called ETD, estimated time of departure. But
right,
when it departs, it may not depart at that time. So it will depart maybe plus minus 5 minutes, 10 minutes, depending on
right,
traffic, etc., when the passengers came, etc. So ATD is passed, actual time of departure. So based on the plan, the actual is executed. Now there is a short window that is provided in which your ETD, the estimated time, and your ATD should be within that little short window.
yeah,
Now, that window is in some airlines, some airport is very narrow, in some airport it is very large.
right,
Like Mumbai will not give you from plan, if you overshoot by 10 minutes, it will cancel your plan. You have to file a
right,
fresh plan because
yeah,
lot of other things are involved. You
right,
see, runway occupancy. There are many, 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 many things.
yeah,
But in small airports, even if you get delayed, you file a fresh plan and you can go. So that is one aspect. The
right,
second aspect is one is the civilian aspect. The second aspect is what we call as the ADC or air data air defense clearance.
right,
So this air defense clearance comes from the military
right,
because military also needs to know,
yeah,
because the country,
yeah,
airspace of
yeah,
the country, the responsibility of the defense of the airspace of the country lies with the military.
military,
Military
right,
needs to know the aeroplanes which are flying left, right, and center,
yeah,
who's friendly, who's foe.
yeah, yeah,
How do I make out that? I need to tag the friendly. So ADC or the air defense clearance is given by the military. There are two essential clearances are given. Now the AMSS, the message switching system, is kind of an interface to pass these clearances within the environment to many many people. Now
yeah,
you will ask me, Zafar bhai, your next question will be, who are these many many people? There are hundreds of people who need this information. For example, the
right,
firefighting force, they need this information because they know this particular flight at 10:15, which is going to take off from this runway, is Airbus A320 or Boeing 747 or Boeing 737. For every aeroplane, the firefighting procedures are different, equipment is different, everything is different. So the firefighters need to know. Likewise, the people who give ground clearances need to know. People who give takeoff clearances need to know. So many people need this information. So
right,
AMSS gives need to know basis information to everybody in the system. Need to know basis. Why
right,
need to know basis is your next question. Now, I am going from A to B. I have 217 passengers. Airline has the name of all the passengers, but
mm,
there are certain service providers who do not need to know the names of the passenger or the number of the passenger. So need to know information goes
right,
to various users using AMSS. Now this is this uh, has been a pain point all over the world, AMSS,
Yeah.
because it in some airports it is dual redundancy, in some airport it is triple redundancy, and in some airport it is a single line. So that single line fellow is the what we call in the project management as the critical path. So
Right.
in the network, this side could be superb, this side could be superb. Someone in between is got a problem. It is like the artery clog.
Right.
Your
Right.
body is working well, you're running very nice, लेकिन आपके artery में छोटा सा clog है.
What are
You understanding what I'm saying?
absolutely, absolutely.
That is the problem creator. That needs
Yeah.
to be seen, identified,
Yeah.
understood, and fixed.
Right. And
I
that's
hope I am
very
making
that,
myself clear.
yeah, absolutely. It's so important that you explained it in such a great way, that step by step. But from a common man's point of view, could there be a possibility of some fiddling with the systems? We're living in an age of artificial intelligence. There are hackers who jam the systems. Uh, can can all that be a factor in all of this? The way that systems get stopped.
Wonderful question. In fact, Jafar you will not believe it, and users will not believe it. I can buy from an Amazon a radio system like this.
Yeah.
Okay, I can tune the frequency. Many people
Mm,
do, amateurs, the amateur aeroplane watchers, no, and I can listen to the conversation.
mm,
And if I have a transmitting facility, I can transmit in that frequency. Doing so is illegal, and you could be caught and jailed. And the jail term is very long. But
mm.
if you're a nefarious fellow, you can interfere.
Right.
I am not joking, it is available on your fingertips right now. Uh, as we are talking, you can go to amazon.com or .in and buy that ATC listening device and transmitting device and start disrupting. It is possible. So
Yeah.
there is a need. How do you overcome this?
Right.
So in the oceanic, people have overcome this because in the ocean, it is nobody's land.
Yeah.
Ocean is international waters, so somebody
Yeah.
can, interfere with it. So long ago, we fixed this problem using something called CPDLC, controller pilot data link.
Yeah.
So you are talking to the controller using the data link,
Yeah.
not on voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that is not there in all aeroplane. Most aeroplane have it. You have fixed this issue. So there are many such issues where there exists a loophole
Yeah.
that needs to be fixed. Okay,
Yeah.
it is exploitable by anybody who has a nefarious design,
Yeah.
which is the reason I wrote this article saying that what all you could do, I have given step by step
Yeah.
in network, what could you do, in procedure, what could you do, in computer storage layer, what all you could apply, in the application layer, what all guardrails you need to put, in the
Right.
operation layer. I have given 5 7 points. I'll send it to you. I mean, it is there in
Yeah.
that, I think, Eurasian Times or somewhere. I published this article recently. I
Yeah.
think it will get already got published in the morning or yesterday.
Mm.
All these things I have given over there. Maybe as a follow up to this program, sometimes later we
Yeah.
can even talk about it. It may
Yeah.
become a little technical, but doesn't matter.
Right. So it is what you're saying is that anybody can actually, if one wants to do this with an intention to cause real disruptions, can very easily do it, because technology has made things so easy for everybody to do anything. It's a double-edged sword. While technology helps you in many ways, but it's also its accessibility, its reach, and its affordability makes it all the more easy for those disruptors to cause that disruption. But do the systems have some mechanism in place to avoid all of this, or it's an evolving process? As technology upgrades, you have to also upgrade the systems to block such attempts, at least try and block such attempts, if at all those attempts are being made.
Sadly, what is happening today is, um, uh, beg your pardon. Sadly, Zafar bhai, what is happening is in this particular industry, we are addressing problems when they arise.
Yeah.
So today the problem has arisen, so we will address it.
Yeah.
Proactively, can this happen? That question mark. And how do we fix it? That question mark. That is
Yeah.
sadly is not getting addressed. In fact, we have talked about this with you
Yeah.
when that transformer burnt in
Yeah. Yeah.
Heathrow. If you remember,
Yes.
I said the
Yes.
same thing. I said we are doing symptomatic approach
Yeah.
and not a preventive approach.
Right.
So as an industry, as a world, as ICAO, they need to look at this problem from a standpoint of uh, you know nefarious people interfering with it. So you have to put an ethical hacker or somebody
Yeah.
on the job to find out the loopholes and address those loopholes.
Right.
And this ethical hacker need not be, I'm repeating, need not
Yeah.
be from the computer field.
Yes.
He could be from the network field, or he could be from the procedural field. He could be from the operations field, because everywhere there exists uh, scope for improvement. Let me put it that way. So scope for improvement is there. अगर आप सर्दियों में बिना कपड़े ठीक से कपड़े पहने बाहर जाओगे तो आपको सर्दी लगेगा. You will catch cold,
Yeah.
isn't it? You are sitting in Srinagar wearing nice jacket and all that. Why? Because you know if you remove this and go like a share outside, next you will
Mm.
have is a congestion, isn't
Absolutely.
it?
Yeah.
So like that, we have to look at the problem proactively and take proactive measures.
Also, in the end, I wanted to ask you that, there are some people who are just disruptors, who just disrupt the things. They're nefarious elements. They just disrupt the things. But there are certain inimical forces. There are certain who are not happy with the way the things are going on in India. They can be well outside of the boundaries of this country. Do they also can they also try and cause a disruption? Because nowadays it is not only one way that you fight. There are different methods of creating problems, creating confusion. That can also be a possibility.
Okay, let me give you a very practical answer to this question. Okay, the
Yeah.
practical answer to this question is because this is a connected service world over. I gave an example, isn't it? How
Yeah.
Heathrow affects, down the chain, how it affects even San
Yeah.
Francisco and including the internal US environment. So, because it is a connected world, someone doing something, okay, not related to air traffic services can affect air traffic services.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example. Suppose the day before yesterday, you must have seen the news where GPS spoofing happened over Delhi. A lot of
Mm,
flight got disrupted, isn't it?
mm. Yeah.
GPS spoofing happened, and because of GPS spoofing, there was it came in the news. Okay,
Yeah.
that GPS spoofing may have been executed to prevent. Say, I'm just hypothetically saying. Okay, I'm not saying the real sense. May have happened because, say, there was a possible attack over a certain airbase using a GPS guided bomb. So the natural action for the airbase is to protect itself by spoof the GPS so that the GPS guided bomb cannot come and hit the airbase.
Right.
Okay, but what is the tertiary or the secondary effect of that spoofing is that
Yeah.
the system got some other system which is using the same services gets affected.
Yeah.
You're getting the point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is in the air traffic services, lot of things are connected.
Yeah.
Suppose today there is an internet outage, someone cut the cable for some other reason.
Yeah.
People who are utilizing that service will get affected.
Right.
And the problem with aviation is it is so fine tuned that
Yeah.
even one missed tune affects the entire system.
Right.
That should not be the case, isn't it?
Yeah. It should not.
Especially
Yeah.
the amount of money that is getting lost with
Yeah.
every minute lost is so
Mm.
high that it is a classic case to have quadruple or much higher redundancies in every aspect. आपका
Right.
एक एक मिनट जो है हजारों लाखों डॉलर का लॉस हो रहा है.
Absolutely. And it's such an important point. Uh, I think lessons can be learned from whatever is happening, not just in India, but from other countries also, and systems can be accordingly rectified because there are such huge losses. If we talk about today only, the amount of time and resources and all of that that got lost in all of this, such things can be avoided. Indeed, uh, it's extremely frustrating for people to reach the airport, and then it has nothing to do with weather, it's nothing to do with fog. Those are completely different things. But this is an entirely different thing, and that really causes so much of a problem and inconvenience to the people. Clearly, this is something that need to be taken very, very seriously. Thanks so much, Captain Augustine, for joining us and for sharing your thoughts. And thanks to our viewers for watching the Mojo story. Thank you.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.